Ever feel like front-facing faces just never look right? Yeah, I've been there. But today I'll show you the trick that changed everything for me. It's simple, it works, so don't skip. Watch till the end. Let's draw. Okay, be honest. You've seen this step like 100 times, right? And every time you're like,
wait, what are these circles? Why is there a line through the face?
relax, Mr. 456. I've got you. We're gonna break it down for real this time. This is step 1, and it's way simpler than it looks. All right, this is the usual face we always draw. Looks normal, right? But wait for it. Let's just imagine for a second we shaved all the hair off. Yep, gone. Don't panic, she's fine. This is just so we can see what really matters. See this circle? This is where most beginners mess up. It doesn't start at the forehead or the eyebrows. Nope. The circle goes from the very top of the skull down to the upper jawline, not the chin. That's why we remove the hair, because hair lies. It tricks your eyes and makes you draw the head too small. Now that we've got the true shape, everything else becomes way easier. All right, now let's give her hair back. There we go, all better. She survived the Loomis method. Real quick, I start by drawing the circle just like I showed you. Then I add a horizontal line at the eyebrow level, usually right in the middle of the circle. Next, I draw a vertical line down the center of the face. It runs between the eyes, down through the nose, mouth, and chin. Now we divide the face into 3 equal sections. First line at the hairline, second at the bottom of the nose, and the third at the chin. Each of these spaces is equal. That's it. Super simple. Now we cut out 2 small sections on the sides of the circle, one on the right and one on the left, starting from the end of the eyebrows. These sections help us place the ears, which sit just inside them towards the outside edge. Finally, we draw the jawline, starting below the ears and curving down until it meets the chin. Now I draw 2 lines, starting from the sides of the chin, going up toward the ears. These lines are super important. They define the width of the mouth. After that, I move on to placing the eyes and nose so everything's in position and ready for details. All right, we've built the Loomis structure. Circles, lines, brain overload, you know the drill. Now it's time for the real stuff. We're finally adding facial features, and we're starting with the nose, because it's smack in the middle of the face. And honestly, it has no place to hide. First, I draw 1 medium circle in the center. This one sits a little higher because the nose sticks out. Don't worry, we're not giving them a Pinocchio situation. Then I draw 2 smaller circles, 1 on each side. These help me define the width of the nose. Now, inside, where the circles overlap, I sketch the nostrils. Just 2 little dark shapes, and I press the pencil slightly, not like I'm carving stone. Once I've got that, I erase the guide circles, and then use what's left as a base to draw the outer sides of the nose, just hugging the outer edge of those side circles. Finally, I add some soft shading down the center, a little shadow up top near the brows, and gentle tones on both sides to give it that nice 3D structure. Boom! The nose is done. It looks real, it's in the right spot, and no one's gonna say it looks like a potato. Hopefully. All right, nose is done. Everyone's breathing fine. Now it's time to draw the mouth. And in this one, the lips are slightly open, so we gotta be a little more careful. No one wants to end up drawing a surprised fish. I start with the upper lip, just the top line first. That's the line that gives attitude, the I know something you don't look. Then I draw the bottom line of the upper lip, since the mouth is a little open. It's important to keep it soft. We're not drawing Batman's jaw here. Next, I go down and draw the top line of the lower lip, the part that curves just under the opening. You don't need to make it too thick unless your character just ate a bee. Then I draw the bottom of the lower lip, wrapping under nicely. This adds weight and gives that resting face vibe. After that, I sketch in the teeth, lightly. Just a little suggestion, no full-on braces, please. And finally, I add a bit of shading. Under the lower lip, inside the mouth, and a touch on the lips themselves to give some depth. All right, now it's time for the eyebrows. You know, the part that decides if your character looks calm or like they've been angry since birth. I start with the right eyebrow, always a safe bet. Because if I mess up, at least it's just one side, not total disaster. I draw it from the inside going outwards. This gives it that natural flow, like the hairs know where they're going in life. For the strokes, I use the edge of the pencil, like a quick snap motion. Not full karate chop mode, just gentle flicks. And here's the golden rule. Hair strokes are always thin at the base. That means each little line starts fine and sharp, not like a marker explosion. Also, keep an eye on symmetry. It's tempting to go freestyle, but one wild brow and your character is giving villain energy. Eyebrows might look simple, but trust me, they can make or break the whole expression. So don't rush it, unless you're drawing a caveman. Then go wild.
Now let's talk about the hair, aka the one thing that can make your drawing look like a model. Or like they just got electrocuted. First, I lightly sketch the hairline, the roots. I try to place it just right, not too high, not too low, because if I mess it up, suddenly the forehead's a 5-head. Then I outline the overall shape of the hair from the outside. This part matters. If you go too far out, the whole head looks like it inflated. Too close in, now your character's wearing a swim cap. Next, I add just the main hair sections, the big flowy shapes. Not every strand, just the important ones. We're not drawing spaghetti here. Once that's in, I sprinkle in some of those flyaway hairs, the little wild strands that escape the main shape. They look messy, but they add charm, like that one curly bit that never listens. We all have one. Then I go back and darken some strands, lighten others, just to create contrast and give the hair volume. Finally, I use a blending stump to shade the darker areas, especially underneath, around the neck and behind the ears. That soft gradient brings everything to life and gives the hair some drama, without the soap opera. And just like that, we've got hair that looks alive, flows naturally, and doesn't look like a mop. Big win.
All right, time for the eyes. The windows to the soul, or the part that makes your portrait go from wow to why. I start by sketching the crease above the eye, that soft fold just under the eyebrow. I do the right eye first, then the left. Just like socks. Gotta match them or things get weird. Next comes the upper eyelid. I draw it slightly thicker and darker. That's the lid that carries all the eyeliner stress in real life. Then I draw the lower lid. Keep it lighter and softer. It's not supposed to look like your character pulled an all-nighter, unless they did. Now I draw the lashes, short and curved. Don't overdo it or they'll look like tiny spiders trying to escape. Under the eye, I add a bit of shading. This gives the eye more depth and structure. Then I draw the iris and the pupil inside it. Go dark with the pencil for contrast. Eyes are where the viewer looks first. Don't make them blurry, make them pop. Finally, I add a little highlight inside the eye with a white gel pen. That tiny white dot? Yeah, that's the sparkle of life. Without it, your character looks like they haven't slept in years. And there you go, eyes that actually look alive, not like two sad almonds on a face. Let them stare into the soul. Or just look cool. Your call. If you followed along, congrats. You've just built a full face using structure, logic, and a tiny bit of chaos. Now it's your turn. Draw your own version and post it in our YouTube community tab. I actually checked them, and yes, I might feature yours. And if you want the reference photo, it's up on my Pinterest. Links in the video description. Don't forget to drop a comment. Tell me what part was the hardest for you. The nose, the hair, or maybe the left eye, as usual. And hey, if you found this helpful, share it with your artist friends and keep the art flowing.